I'm now at the Coe Hill iron mine, another one of these interesting areas around Coe Hill. Oddly, people, I don't think they realize, they consider Bancroft the center of all rock and mineral, and there's a huge amount at Bancroft, obviously. But I mean, Coe Hill is very mineral rich as well. And the iron mine behind me, I'm looking at some of the pits. Apparently there's a tunnel in one of the pits that goes all the way through to underneath the liquor store downtown there, downtown Coe Hill, that is. So I've just been speaking with the owner of this property, Dan, or at least his wife. She's given me permission to come onto the property, and apparently they're turning this into an attraction in the near future. They're going to put up the head frame, a lot of the old equipment, and then you can actually take tours of the area. Here it is, right here. This is part of it. Looks like there's a trench. If you follow down deep to the tunnel at the far end, which is underneath the water. Probably not a bad way to sort of fortify yourself for a Friday night if you've got a tunnel underneath the liquor store. Get up to all sorts of mischief. I mean, here's an example of the magnetite. So of course, with this you're also going to find, you know, other common minerals. I mean, all this kind of area, I know there's a lot of wood scree here, but it's got all the rubble out of the mine. You'll find magnetite, garnets, epidote, a host of other things. So just the weight of these rocks, right? Just magnetite, look at it. I don't know if the current landowners realize it, but these themselves would be a big part of the attraction to rock hounds. The ability to actually sift through the old dumps, of which there's a great deal around here. Looks like there's several pits on this actual property. And apparently the spur line came in along that direction. You can still see the old rail bed in the trees, ran off the Central Ontario Railway. Another spur line went off to Bessemer, of which I have another video of the Bessemer property. Duckweed in the bottom, kind of cool. So it looks like a seam runs along here, joins up with the other one. I think there's an underwater section joining up to the other fissure down that way. There's an offshoot up there. Offshoot that way. I think that way leads to where the train was. All under there, just solid rubble out of the mine. Looks like they got a rockin' time planned here at Coe Hill. Don't know when this is coming to fruition, but looks like quite a fair they've got planned. So check this place out. I'm at the Coe Hill gold mine, and it's one of the chapters in my upcoming book volume 3 of Rockhound. And this place, as described by Ralph Schroeder, was what he called the Walmart of rockhounding. And the extent to which it still operates, I'm not sure, as a rock collecting area, but just this is one of the tumblers here. This is one of the things that they had. Very cool. I mean, just a beautiful, neat looking thing. If you got $1,000, you got yourself a really cool looking tumbler. Some really beautiful decorative stones here that he seems to have cut, and what I understood is it's a good proportion of it comes from the Madoc area. So I mean, I'm not sure, I think it's called Madoc Wonderstone or something like that. There's an example right there. So behind me we got a cool old relic. Looks like some kind of a drilling device. So I've just been up there speaking to John. Looks like he's retired. He's been retired 3 years now. Used to run the Coe Hill gold mine. Used to run a trout farm as well. Now he just runs a butcher business, he says, 3 weeks a year. But it's just a beautiful property. And as he was telling me, the reason it was called the gold mine is because up on the top they had a visible exposure of gold. They found 4 actual pieces of gold. It is mineable, but it requires a large investment. He says he believes what was on top of the hill was like a bare hump of exposed rock. It was apparently like a pimple, which spread out almost in a pyramid shape, becoming much larger deeper down, and that's the rock itself in which was found the gold. So anyway, mainly what took place was the rock shop down here, with which they brought in rocks from all over the country that people could purchase, which is one of the reasons why Ralph Schroeder had termed it the Walmart of rockhounding. The guy on the internet just recently asked me, he said, what can you find around Kirkland Lake? Here's a good example, fuchsite. And actually John said I could take a piece or two, so I'm going to probably take a small sample home. But again, this was the trout ponds, and all around the property you had bins where you could basically gather rock. Don't know what he's done with all of his old rock, but it's probably scattered around here somewhere.